have been very few moments where I've wanted to talk about a YouTuber either because they're a bad YouTuber or just generally infuriate me in general. This only happened once back in 2019 after a troll under the name of Regular Show Fan2001 would start that saga. Ironically, the name, it sounds very similar and kind of is more relatable to the YouTuber we're going to talk about today, which is TrollsBandTogetherFan2001. Now, I have been wanting to talk about cheap YouTubers for a while, including TrollsBandTogetherFan2001 and figuring out how to do that video and everything, but I felt like I should talk about TrollsBandTogetherFan by himself, which is where I have to talk about, like, generally, what is he about? He's basically a 26-year-old movie reviewer under the name of Alex who loves trolls. That's basically just him in a nutshell. Now, let's get rid of every other YouTuber who is a movie reviewer or a so-and-so reviewer and just put him in a bubble. He's tolerable. He is just a tolerable movie reviewer, which is gonna be like, why is he just tolerable? Isn't he supposed to be better than that? Or if you take all those YouTubers who you took out and put them in the same room, he would get crushed, leading to his downfall over time. And I'm not just saying that, it's because it's legit been happening to his channel and also just him in general. Yeah. Let's start with talking about some of the issues with TrollsBandTogetherFan2001. First off, the name in the profile picture. Having a unique username is a massive deal because it's like, it means originality and also it doesn't mean you're just forming something that's kind of like an outsider against something else or something like that. Like me, Paw Xbox PC 126. Or Party Planet Preston, or Dan TDM, or Markiplier, or PewDiePie, it makes him iconic. It makes him more recognizable. His name started off with Inside Out Fan 2001, and then changed to Wreck-It Ralph Fan 2001, then Trolls World Tour Fan 2001, then Trolls Band Together Fan 2001. I mean, if you have a name that you're gonna stick with for a long time and it just makes sense, then do it. But when you're changing your name every couple of years just because of a film that you like, you're not making yourself look good by changing your name every couple months or years because you're just of a movie you're liking. I will also say that he has Fan 2001 on the end of it, which basically indicates that he's a fanboy. And I will say, no, there's nothing wrong with fanboys, but that is literally the first thing that people will see, which is like, oh, he's just a fanboy of Trolls World Tour or Trolls Band Together. And that's what's a huge issue because you don't want to just be known for just that. If you want to really stand out, then it's like, you gotta have a unique name. Somebody else who also has fanboy at the end of the name is Mighty Pups Fanboy. He doesn't change his name every single like couple months because of a new movie. He's kept his name the same for like the past 5 years. He's kind of one of those things where you should change it at some point, but I mean, it works. Another thing which people will immediately see on the channel as well are thumbnails and titles. And that's a big thing because if people are seeing thumbnails and titles, then it's going to be the first thing which people are going to click on, which is going to make them see the channel better. Thumbnails are basically repetitive. Not just repetitive, but like lazy. If it's a review, it's just two Trolls characters happy. If it's a rant, then it's just all the Trolls characters upset. And there's no change. Very rarely there's a change. There are some exceptions. Some exceptions to the rule, but still very lazy. Also, I'm looking at majority of these, none of these look appealing. Especially this one. The big thing of having thumbnails which stand out is the fact that people will see them and it's like, oh, maybe this video looks good, or maybe this video's thumbnail looks good enough to actually click on it and then be interested into the videos and also either subscribe to the channel or just look more deeply into the channel itself. It's really what's important. Also, the titles are important too. That's what's massive. That's a big thing of getting yourself out there are thumbnails and titles, and also your name. Having originality is big too, because it's like you can't have just lazy thumbnails and all that and be like, hey, I'm successful now. I know I'm rambling a little bit. Let's go actually into the content itself now, which is gonna be, first thing which I'll immediately talk about is the editing, which is gonna be, it's very much bare minimum editing. Now you can see me, I'm actually editing this as well, and yes, I'm using iMovie and my MacBook Air to edit this video, but it's, you could just see all the stuff as I show you right now. Yes, I will say that there is some cuts and some editing put into these videos. I will say that for sure, but it's very minimal. Very minimal. And I will also say he does something like this. He will make occasional cuts as well, but there's no background music, there's no like meme potential. And also another thing, he doesn't use like anything that's like a YouTube to MP4 downloader at all, which is a big thing because it means that there's less quality put in your videos. What does he resort to? Recording his TV.
No, not show yourself, more like go fuck yourself. Yeah, it is the shittiest fucking song I've ever heard in my life! And her singing was so scary!
I will not say that this is not effort in some sense, because I've done this before myself back in like 2018 with the whole Music Pup series, and I actually had to do it for the iCarly shorts as well because, well, copyright reasons. The difference with those though is, first of all, I didn't have an editing software back in 2018, but then also for the fact that because of copyright issues with the iCarly thing, it just didn't work to the point to where I could actually download the videos themselves and actually export them into iMovie. And also they looked way better. I mean, they don't look terrible, but they just look, they're better. This is literally just baseline, just recording your TV just to get a result out of it. I understand in some sense if you're starting out small, very beginning, but he's been running for years, since 2015, and I've been using YouTube downloaders since like 2019 even then. I've actually used it for like multiple different projects like documentaries and memes and such. It's a big thing to have the proper tools to be able to make the content look better and also be able to actually form into a really good video. Although it's not just the editing and the filming work that's important, it's also yourself that's important, which is gonna be a big thing where I have to talk about Alex himself, which is videos have a little bit of issues. The first issue, which I will immediately say, is plagiarism. And I will say that this video made me aware of plagiarism on Alex's channel. Also, thanks to Party Plan Preston to let me know. I know that plagiarism is a regular thing when it comes down to YouTube, and I know people say original ideas are hard. Some ideas actually come up easily, like these. Although not the main point. The main point is Alex plagiarizes some clips or some lines from other YouTubers, including Mr. Enter and other YouTubers as such.
Well guys, this is it.
Well guys, this is it.
The big one. The shit stopper.
The big one. The shit stopper.
The constipation of American cinema. A bowel blockage of which any value can possibly be removed.
The constipation of American cinema. A bowel blockage from which nothing of any value can possibly be removed.
I understand if you're trying to form it into your own thing in some sense, like you're trying to put your own twist into it or just make a really awesome thing out of it, but no, he basically just reads it line by line. No change. It's understandable if you're reading a quote from like a newspaper or something again, but no. Coming up with your own creative lines is very important too, because it's like, it means that there's more relatability or more stabilization of being able to be good at doing what you do. I mean, sometimes I'm not good at what I'm doing, like I can't sometimes talk properly like you just heard. But I try to get my point across. I try to get my point across to the audience. But the thing is, he doesn't do it in that sense where he's just doing it just to make it seem over-exaggerated, which is another thing I will get into in a second. I will also say that also for the plagiarism bit, that he also has been stealing content from TikTok as well, which not just going and green screening himself over the video itself, he's just blatantly stealing videos from TikTok and reposting it on his channel. Creating original content is important. If you're gonna make something out of something else, you might as well just put your own twist into it. Like I said with the whole plagiarism thing too. But instead, you didn't. Now, I will say again, and yes, I am wearing the Drive jacket. Yeah, this jacket. Reviewing movies and TV shows, it's kind of important when it comes down to your opinion too. I mean, some opinions either matter or don't matter when it comes down to either if it's like relevant or not. But this is where I have to bring Alex in, because this is the big issue. His reviews are not the baseline of what would be regular reviews. They're very much on the side of biased.
So the story is basically just about Miles and Gwen, who basically goes to this other dimension with other spider people and all that, and yada yada, and dumb twists and all that, and fuck it, there's just no plot. No fucking plot at all. To be honest, guys, this was my least anticipated movie of all time. I like this more than the original, and I'm gonna explain why, honestly. To me, I felt like they've developed the romance between Ariel and Eric better than the original, personally.
If you're talking about a product like an iPhone or an Android phone and choosing, oh, which one is a better phone, that's where the bias can come in and actually be either a lifesaver or just a downhill from there. The thing is, he's reviewing movies, and he also shits on movies that he doesn't like, to the point to where he will literally make them, in some sense, some movies literally go down as being the baseline of the worst movies on his list. And guess what's on the top? Trolls. This huge bias reputation came in as soon as he posted the video of the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse review in June of 2023. I had to literally guess if I was right or not on the date, and yeah, I am. You're just... I just read the comment here. Look, it's the comment of, you're just mad that touching grass is a canon event. Anyways, getting back to the main point of what would be this next point is the bias reviews. Having biased reviews is okay in some sense if you're comparing films in a reasonable sense. He doesn't do it in a reasonable sense.
If I had kids, if I had children, if I would to either show them either Across the Spider Hell or Trolls World Tour, well, there's no choice at all. They obviously choose Trolls World Tour. They'll love it. Why can't every movie be like Trolls World Tour? Trolls World Tour, best movie of all time. Across the Spider Hell, worst movie of all time. I hate it. I fucking hate it with every fiber of my being.
So far to the point to where he basically calls Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Across the Spider Hell.
So, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, oh sorry, more like Spider-Man Across the Spider Hell or Across the Spider Turd or Ass. Whatever the fuck you, Sony.
I know, not the worst line, but it gets worse. It actually gets way worse. He goes as far to say, oh, cinema died as soon as this film came out.
June 2nd, 2023 will be forever known as the day movies died.
Another thing he also said is he would also say that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was the 9/11 of movies.
It's hard to ironically enjoy this movie. This is not one of those movies like The Room where it's like, oh, so horrible and awful that I just have to enjoy it and all that. No. This is the 9/11 of movies.
How fucking deftone do you have to be? Oh, wait, 9/11. Exactly that, I don't know, that terrorist attack that happened on 2001? I can't believe this shit. I can't believe him. For the fact that he said that, people go as far to say that this is a fucked up line to say, for the fact that not only did people die in 9/11, but just casually say it like it's nothing. Somebody just banned this man.
You just killed my sister! Oh, I'm not Kim Possible. I'm TrollsBandTogether fan.
Whoa, take it easy. A lot of you are going to say, oh, is that too harsh to say to ban this man for the fact that this man said that 9/11 of movies is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? No, it gets worse. I'm going down to the baseline of just going down to show and know what I know for Trolls Band Together. I've seen some of his videos. In fact, I've seen a lot of his videos, including with Party Planner Preston, and oh boy, it gets just crumpled up real quickly. The last point I will make is, I don't think we want to keep Mr. Alex on the streets anymore. In fact, I think we should throw him in prison. You want to see something that's fucked up too? He gave Cuties, the film that came out in 2020 by Netflix, a 4.5 stars. This wants me to go full Heisenberg on his ass. The one thing that he says in this review too, which makes it so tone deaf as well, is the fact that he goes and says, there's so much worse than just twerking girls. I'm sorry. It's not twerking girls we're talking about, although that is pretty bad to say. The fact that this film was showing literal this is literally just like a bad thing to say, and the fact that it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse from here, because there's one more thing. I mean, saying, oh yeah, this review, it's just a review, right? No, it's not. It gets worse, which is where I have to mention his DeviantArt. I will say that there are two sides of his DeviantArt, which are the one side which literally shows Alex burning people who he hates and killing them to death. And then there's also another side where it basically includes shipping himself against other childhood Pixar characters. I really don't think that this should be something where it should be questioned as a, oh yeah, of course it's a, no. We don't want to hear your shit. We want to say, ban, terminate this fucking person now. This guy is still on YouTube and just making videos. Actually not making videos for the past 3 weeks. By the time that I'm editing this video, which I'm currently editing on my glorious MacBook, he would have posted a video 5 hours ago. God damn it, Alex, why'd you have to stay? Having the bad content on its own is fine as it is, because even though you can be a bad YouTuber, you're gonna still get fans either way. You're still gonna get fans no matter what. But then also combining yourself to say that you like cuties, and then just going out of your way to not only have biased opinions that are very biased, basically going out of your way to just basically favorite one film series and then just basically shit on the other ones. Like, just going out of your way to basically just... And also another thing which I also will say about the whole Spider-Verse review is that he's only doing it because the film was so damn popular. There are so many points which I didn't even go into with Alex. Some points didn't even feel important, but those were the general ones. But then also adding another layer over that cuties thing to basically ship yourselves with literal childhood Pixar characters. Not childhood, children Pixar characters. And then also saying that you're gonna kill so-and-so by showing it in your art. Or dreaming that you want to kill these people. Looks like I got a very important call to make. There is a massive sense where this YouTuber could actually turn his entire channel around and everything and basically become a good YouTuber. But the layer that is basically above him, over that, is basically destined to basically get him thrown into jail if this turns into anything deeper than what it is. So I really don't know what else to say about Alex. He's originally a bad YouTuber, a bad like reviewer and everything, but then literally makes me go and pick up my phone, almost dial 911 for the fact that number one, he likes cuties, but then also proceeding to say, oh, I want to kill these people in his art, and then as well, shipping himself with child Pixar stars. There's nothing else to say, honestly, because anything else that I could say is just gone. At least I know that he's filming in 4K now. Not like that fucking matters. You're getting me really close to call 911, Alex. Just stop. So I will say, on this horrible disappointment, thank you guys so much for watching this little look into a YouTuber who I think is just on a downhill. Comment, like, and subscribe. I know at some point I should talk about this film and Fall Guy. I will assume. And also, I'll see you guys later. Also, another thing is, I actually used a new light this time.
How does it look?
I love it. This is the first time I'm actually filming with the new light, so I hope the lighting looks good and that poster and this tagline works. Bye.